said forever like it meant something, like it was carved into my skin. You held me like I was your answer, not just somewhere you had been. I let your voice become my safety, I let your arms become my home. I never thought the place you built would be the place I'd break alone. You looked at me like I was enough, like I was all you'd ever need. I didn't know your gentle love was something I should never believe. I believed you longer than you loved me, I held on tighter than you could see. I stayed when your heart was already gone, still fighting for something already done. I gave you all of my forever, you gave me pieces I couldn't hold together. Now I'm the only one still hurting stronger. I believed you longer. You stopped saying my name the same, like it lost its place in your mouth. You stopped reaching for my hand, like you were already walking out. I felt it fading in your silence, in the space between your words. You left me with your promises and all the pain they never deserved. I kept hoping you would turn around, kept thinking you were just afraid. But love shouldn't feel like drowning in the choices someone else made. I believed you longer than you loved me, I held on tighter than you could see. I stayed when your heart was already gone, still fighting for something already done. I gave you all of my forever, you gave me pieces I couldn't hold together. Now I'm the only one still hurting stronger. I believed you longer. Was I just someone you needed then, not someone you were meant to keep? Did you lie when you said my name, or did your truth just fall asleep? I replay every word you said, searching for where it went wrong, trying to find the moment you stopped being where I belong. I believed you when you said you'd stay, I believed you wouldn't walk away. I didn't know love could disappear while I was still standing here. I believed you longer than you loved me, I stayed when you were already free. I built my world around your heart while you were tearing mine apart. I gave you more than I could recover, you turned into someone I don't remember. Now I'm the one learning to be stronger. I believed you longer, and maybe someday I'll understand how love can slip right through your hands. But tonight I'm still holding on to someone who's already gone, because my heart didn't know how to stop believing you longer. I remember how your shadow fit in mine, like we were drawn in the same thin line. You held my heart without a doubt, that green forever wasn't wearing out. You used to say my name like truth, like there was nothing you wouldn't do. And I believed every word you gave, like love was something time would say. I didn't see the distance grow. I didn't feel you letting go. I held the pieces in my hands, not knowing you already ran. I loved you until the end, long after you stopped holding my hands, long after your eyes turned cold. I was still yours, I was still sold. I stayed when there was nothing left. I gave you my last broken breath, even when you chose to pretend I loved you until the end. I stopped calling just to hear my voice, like loving me was no longer your choice. You left silence where warmth had been, and I felt the emptiness settle in. I tried to fix what I couldn't see, tried to be who you needed me to be. But love shouldn't have to disappear to make the truth finally clear. I kept standing in your storm, hoping you'd come back to warm the fragile heart you left behind, still reaching for what wasn't mine. I loved you until the end, long after you stopped calling me your friend, long after you walked away. I was still begging you to stay. I stayed when there was nothing left. I gave you my last broken breath, even when you chose to pretend I loved you until the end. Did you know how hard I tried to keep our love alive inside? Did you see me fall apart while you were tearing out my heart? You left without looking back while I was fading into black, still holding on to memories that only meant something to me. So I love you when you stopped loving me, when you needed to be free. I stayed through every last bend. I loved you until the is all I hold, a fading warmth that turns so cold, and I'm learning how to live again. But I loved you until the end. You say you needed time to breathe, but you were breathing fine without me. You said your heart was just confused, while mine was terrified to lose. I held your jacket in the cold, like it could keep me from growing old. Without the warmth you used to give, without the reason left to live. You packed your words in forehead like goodbye. I felt the ending in your touch, but I still loved you way too much. I stayed broken when you walked away. Stayed hoping you'll come back someday. Stayed right where you left my heart shattered in the dark. I stayed broken, I stayed true while you were learning someone new. I kept believing in what we spoke, and you moved on. I stay broken. I kept your number in my phone, like you might call when you felt alone. I kept your pictures by my bed and memorized the things you said. I tried to hate you, tried to heal, but love doesn't turn off on will. Every night I stay broken. Did you know how much it hurt to see you happy while I burn? Did you feel even one regret for the heart you chose to forget? I was loyal to the end, even when you stopped being my friend. Even when the truth was spoken, that I was the only one left broken. I stay broken through every night, holding on to a fading light. I stay loving you unspoken, while my heart remained open. I stay broken long after you heal, long after your wounds were sealed. I carry the weight of us alone while you found another home. I stay broken, I stay small, still answering when you'd call. I gave you love without a token. You let me fall, and I stay broken. Now I'm slowly learning to mend, to love myself without pretend. But part of me will always be the girl you left so easily. You walked away with words unspoken, and I stay broken. Watched your name light up my phone, then fade away, leave me alone. 3 little dots that never stayed, hope kept breathing anyway. I told myself you were just tired, that love doesn't always burn like fire. But every night grew cold and long, and I knew something was going wrong. I swallowed words I couldn't say, afraid you'd turn and walk away. So I just stood there in the dark, holding on to what we were. I waited in silence for you to care, hoping someday you'd still be there. I held my breath through every goodbye, too scared to ask you why. I waited in silence while you grew free, while you slowly stopped choosing me. Now all that's left is this distance, and a heart that waited in silence. I memorized your empty tone, the way you made me feel alone. You said you needed space to breathe, but took the air away from me. I kept defending what we had, even when it made me sad. I tried to be enough somehow, but I don't think you saw me now. I stayed when every sign was clear that love was disappearing here. I held on past the truth I knew, still believing in you. I waited in silence for you to stay, while you were already walking away. I held the pieces in my hands, praying you'd understand. I waited in silence through every tear, through every lonely endless year. Now all I have is this emptiness and a heart you chose to forget. Did you ever hear me breaking down? Did you notice I was slowly drowning? I screamed your name inside my mind, but never let it cross the line. I loved you louder than my fear, but you were never really here. And now I'm left with words unspoken and a soul that's barely holding. I waited in silence, hoping you'd see you were still everything to me. But silence was your only reply, the loudest goodbye. I waited in silence until it hurt, until my faith in us was burned. I stood alone where you left me, still begging you to see. I waited in silence while you moved on, while pretending nothing was wrong. Now I'm learning to live without your presence, but my heart still waits in silence. Maybe someday I'll find my voice, and love won't feel like a losing choice. But part of me will always listen for you in the silence. In the silence. You didn't leave with angry words, no slammed doors, no final curse. You just grew distant day by day, until your warmth had slipped away. You still stood right next to me, but you were somewhere I couldn't reach. Your eyes stopped seeing who I was, like love had faded without a cause. No sudden storm, no crashing sound, just silence. gentle cold, no shattered glass, no screaming goodbye, just tears that fell without asking why. Love her quiet in the dark. You took your light and left my heart. Now I'm alone where we used to be. Love her quietly, and it barely. You stopped saying you miss my face, stopped reaching out to hold my space. You answered me with half a heart, like you were already falling apart. I tried to fix what I couldn't see, try to be who you need to be. But love shouldn't have to beg to stay or slowly drift away. I heard forever lose its truth in the silence between me and you. And every moment we didn't speak was another part of me growing weak. Love her quietly when you walked away, like I was someone you couldn't save. No angry words, no tears in your eyes, just empty space and soft goodbyes. Love her quiet without a sound. You lifted me just to let me drown. Now every breath feels incomplete. Love her quietly inside of me. Did you know when you stopped loving me? Did you feel yourself grow free? Or did it happen little by little while I was holding on to something brittle? I stayed loyal to every promise you made, even when I felt you slowly fade. I was fighting for us alone while you were already gone. Solve her quietly, it didn't scream, it just erased our every dream. It left me standing in the night without your arms to hold me tight. Love her quietly when you chose to leave without a reason. I could believe you didn't break me all at once. You broke me slow with every loss. Love her quietly, it took you away and left me begging love to stay. Now all that's left is your memory. Love her quietly, and now I whisper your name in vain to a heart that won't feel the same. You never saw the damage you did to me, because love her quietly. I still remember how the silence felt louder than anything we never said. Your eyes were somewhere far from mine, like you'd already left me behind. Your fingers slipped out of my hand like they forgot where they should land. And in the moment I could see you weren't holding on to me. You stood so close but miles away. I felt your love begin to fade, and every breath I tried to take was one more thing about to break. It was the night you let go, the night my heart fell to the floor. You didn't fight, you didn't stay, you just watched me fade away. It was the night you walked out slow, like I was someone you didn't know. And all the dreams we built so long were gone the night you let go. I heard the truth inside your pause, the quiet way you pulled your heart. It didn't have to say goodbye, it was written in your eyes. I try to be enough somehow, to be the reason you would turn around. But love shouldn't have to beg for someone who already left. I felt the cold replace your warmth, a stranger standing in your form, and all the words you couldn't say still echo through me every day. It was the night you let go, the night my heart fell to the floor. You didn't fight, you didn't stay, you just watched me fade away. It was the night you walked out slow, like I was someone you didn't know, and all the dreams we built so long were gone the night you let go. Did you feel lighter when you left? Did you forget the promises we kept? Did you look back when I broke down, or did you leave without a sound? I stayed right where you dropped my heart, too shattered to know where to start, still holding on to what was true, even when it wasn't you. It was the night you let go, the night I lost my only home. You didn't see what you did to me, you just chose to be free. It was the night you let go, the night I learned to be alone. You took the love I couldn't say and left it lying in your place. It was the night you closed the door on everything we were before, and now I live with what I know. I died the night you let go. Now every night I lie awake, reliving every small mistake, and every whisper of your ghost reminds me I loved you the most. But you were already gone the night you let go. You used to trace the lines on my face, like every scar had its own place. You said my tears were safe with you, like I never have to hide the truth. We built a world in whispered plans, with fragile dreams in fragile hands. I thought your heart was tied to mine in ways that wouldn't unwind. But something changed behind your eyes, a quiet leaving in disguise. You stopped looking at me the same, like love was just a passing flame. You chose to forget all the nights we stayed, all the promises we made. You chose to forget how my heart beat every time you reached for me. You chose to forget the way I tried, the way I loved you without pride. Now I'm the only one left with regret. You chose to forget. I saw it first in how you sighed, like loving me was asking too much. You pulled away inch by inch, but still expecting me to trust. You kept my pictures on your phone, tears, I cried the way I stood right by your side. Now I'm the only one left with regret. You chose to forget. Was it easier to erase me than admit you let me down? Was it simpler to walk away than turn around? I still carry every memory like they weigh 1,000 pounds, while you act like we were nothing, just another love you found. You chose to forget what we used to be, but it's still alive inside of me. I can't unlearn the way you felt or how I broke when you left. You chose to forget the way we touched, the way we said it meant so much. You chose to forget every goodbye that left me begging you to try. You chose to forget what I can't erase, the love that time cannot replace. Now I'm the only one who can reset. And maybe one day you'll remember the heart you held so close to yours. But I'll be someone stronger than I, waiting at your door. You chose to forget us like we never met, but I remember. You held my hand like it was safe, like you never let it break. You looked at me like I was yours, like I was worth fighting for. You said forever without fear, and I let you pull me near. I built my world around your heart, never thought we'd fall apart. I didn't see you slipping away, I didn't hear the words you wouldn't say. I thought your silence was just time, not the end of you and I. You didn't feel the same, did you, when I gave everything to you? I was drowning in your love while you were barely holding on. You didn't break the way I broke, you didn't stay when hope was gone. Now I'm the only one to blame for loving you when you didn't feel the same. Yeah, I remember every fragile night, trying to keep us both alive. You were already halfway gone, while I was still holding on. You stopped saying what you felt, you stopped being where I knelt, begging love not to leave me here, begging you to stay sincere. I told myself you were just lost, that love was worth whatever cost. But love shouldn't feel so one-sided, or leave one heart so uninvited. You didn't feel the same, did you, when I gave everything to you? I was drowning in your love while you were barely holding on. You didn't cry the way I cried, you didn't bleed when love had died. Now I'm the only one in pain for loving you when you didn't feel the same. Was I just someone passing through, a temporary heart for you? Did you ever love me at all, or just catch You didn't feel the same inside. You just stayed there for a while. I was giving you my soul while you were letting go. You didn't feel the same, it's true. I gave my forever to you. I stood beside you through the end while you were ready to descend. You walked away without a tear and left my shattered pieces here. Now nothing's left of what we became, just a heart that loved you when you didn't feel the same. And now I'm learning how to stand without reaching for your hand, but part of me will always remain in the love you didn't feel the same. You walked in like you knew my pain, like you've been standing in my rain. You held my hand like it belonged somewhere you had known all along. You said my name so soft and slow, like it was something you never let go. And every wound I tried to hide felt less like shame when you were by my side. You saw the cracks behind my smile and stayed with me for just a while. You made the dark feel less alone. You almost made my heart your own. You let me hope when I was barely breathing. You let me dream when I stopped believing. You held my heart like it was safe in your hands, then let it fall like it was never your plan. You let me trust every word you told me. You let me fall like you never leave me. Now I'm standing where your love used to be. You let me hope, then you let go of me. I memorized the way you left, like it was something built to last. I kept your voice inside my head to drown the doubts I never said. You painted futures in my mind with gentle eyes dressed up as kind. And I believed every goodbye was just a moment, not the final time. You kissed my fears until they slept. You promised things you never kept. You made forever feel so near, then disappeared and left me here. You let me hope when I was barely breathing. You let me dream when I stopped believing. You held my heart like it was safe in your hands, then let it fall like it was never your plan. You let me trust every word you told me. You let me fall like you never leave me. Now I'm standing where your love used to be. You let me hope, then you let go of me. Was I just somewhere you stayed until you found a better escape? Was I just someone to hold when your own nights were cold? You never saw what you broke into. You never stayed to see me lose the only strength I had left inside the night you said goodbye. You let me hope when I was healing slowly. You let me feel like you really knew me. You gave me light in a world so cold, then left me alone in the dark you showed. You let me hope when listen slowly, not to hope. You used to reach for me at night, like I was your only light. Your heartbeat echoed close to mine, like our souls were intertwined. You said my name like it was home, like I'd never be alone. And I believed every word was true, because forever lived in you. But something changed behind your eyes, a quiet truth you tried to hide. You held my hand without the spark, like you were already gone in the dark. You stopped choosing me without a sound, stopped lifting me when I was down. You let me stand there on my own while I was still calling you home. You stopped choosing all we were, turned our love into a blur. Now I'm the only one who sees the moment you stopped choosing me. You stopped asking how I felt, stopped meaning every word you said. You built your walls where love had been, and left me locked outside of them. I tried to fix what I could save, try to be stronger, try to be brave. But love shouldn't feel like holding it, or begging someone to care. I stayed when everything was breaking, I stayed when you were slowly taking every piece I had inside, while you were learning how to say goodbye. You stopped choosing me day by day, stopped finding reasons you should stay. You let forever fall apart and left me with a shattered heart. You stopped choosing what was real, stopped caring how I feel. Now I'm the only one who grieves the moment you stopped choosing me. Was it easier to walk away than fight for love another day? Did you feel lighter without my hand, or did you just not understand? I would have stayed through anything, through every storm your heart could bring, but you gave up so easily on you and me. Stop choosing me in small ways first, in every silence, every hurt. I felt you leave before you left, and took my heart with every step. You stopped choosing me when I needed you most, turned my love into a ghost. You walked away and didn't look behind, like I was something you left in time. You stopped choosing all we could be, erased every part of me. Now I'm learning how to breathe, since you stopped choosing me. And maybe someday I'll understand how love can slip right through your hands. But tonight I'm still on my knees, remember